Our next speaker is from Guatemala, Ligia Briz. She is the executive director of the association La Familia Importa, based in Guatemala. She's a wife and mother of 2 daughters. She has a background in political science, business, and corporate family responsibility. And she's an entrepreneur who started 2 companies, as well as a speaker, translator, and interpreter. She will speak about Guatemala as a model for pro-life policy in Latin America. Ligia, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you, Excellency, for sponsoring these type of events, which actually represent what a Guatemalan is. So thank you so much. Thank you, CFAM, for the invitation, my colleagues here, and everyone here for your time. Could we go back a little bit, please? Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I have the control. So after that, great but scary analysis by Nady, my colleague, I will try to give a little bit of light here and how Guatemala has been and will be a model of pro-life policy in Latin America. I will try to explain to you how we have been resisting to this pressure, and how we will keep resisting to this pressure. So, first of all, I would like to share with you who we are. We are Asociación La Familia Importa, that means Family Matters Association. We lead the pro-life and pro-family movement in Guatemala. We are a non-profit civil association that brings together institutions and individuals who, without any political affiliation and of different religious beliefs, we promote respect for the right of life, for family as the fundamental base of the society, and its fundamental values. So we have 3 main lines of work, which are life, family, and freedom. We base our work in international participation, as I am doing myself today, advocacy and litigation at national and international level, effective communication, and community action. That means social work. So where is Guatemala? For the ones that do not know us, we are in the head of Central America. We are not Mexico. We are not South America. We are the head of Central America. And, well, actually, Central America one time was called Guatemalan, and that is why we are Guatemala. And as our ambassador was quoting our president, everyone keeps telling us that we are the light of nations, and I think this is the reason why. So Guatemala is a pro-life and pro-family country, not only because of its law, but our DNA is like that. You can see how we respect the pregnant women, how we respect the unborn children, how we respect and cherish family and family traditions. And that is part of our value. And if you visit us, you can see that. You will be part of our family. We are very welcoming, and we have great food, by the way. But that is not the issue today. So what happens in Guatemala? Our governments, not only President Alejandro Yamatei's government, which has been great in our subjects, but also past governments have made strong steps toward a pro-life governmental system. And let me take you back a few years before. I will divide my analysis in the 3 branches of our government. We have the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. So I will give a little bit of background here. So from 2010 up to date, we've had great diplomats as our ambassador here. So they have made great pro-life statements before the UN and the OAS. We have made reservations and footnotes, reservations in the UN and footnotes on the OAS in the international resolutions, where these organizations have been pressuring us to accept invented rights that are not, as our Constitution said, and are not representative of our nation. So we have been doing reservations and footnotes, as well as we have been avoiding signing damaging international conventions and treaties. In 2017, our government expelled the ship from the death ship. I don't know if you know them, Women on Waves. And that's the picture that you have right now in the screen. We had the Women on Waves, the death ship, as we call them. And our president at that time, President Jimmy Morales, told them that if they stay there, they will sink the ship. So they left. They took, I think, 57 girls, underage girls, to perform abortions in international waters, and they will just throw them in our soil then. So if they died or if they happened to anything happened, they will not have any responsibility. But that never happened because we have a pro-life country. Another example, for example, in 2020, we had the public policy for protection of life and the institutionality of the family. As you can see in the picture, this was the technical round table that they call. We were there, and it was during pandemic. That is why we were all very obeying with the mandatory masks. But we worked on this public policy, and actually it has a lot of interesting new subjects. For example, our ambassador, and I was very happy that she talked about the lifespan or life cycle that this public policy talks about. So we consider and we know that the lifespan starts from the prenatal phase until its natural death. So this public policy is pro-life because we defend and we try to give a dignified life during the whole or all the phases in life. In 2021, Guatemala joins the Geneva Consensus, and that was also a huge cornerstone for our country. And in 2022, we were declared the pro-life capital of, well, Iberoamerica, but I like it more Latin America, but it was from Iberoamerica. Exactly. So on 2018, in the judicial branch, we had a final judgment of the Supreme Court of Justice. This was a case, this was a claim that we filed as AFI against the Human Rights Prosecutor's Office because they were supposedly obeying a recommendation of the Commission of Children's Rights. And this Commission of Children's Rights is trying to recommend to Guatemala to legalize abortion to keep children's rights. So they were taking this recommendation as an excuse to print some manuals to promote abortion, and that is illegal in my country. So this final judgment, because we filed this claim, we of course won the claim. So this final judgment prohibits the distribution of material promoting abortion in any form. And actually, if you read the ruling, and I can give you the link afterwards, it's a legal lecture on the defense of the unborn. It clearly states, our Supreme Court of Justice clearly states that he or she, the unborn child, is a subject of rights from the moment of conception, as our Constitution in Article 3 states. So in the legislative branch, we had the creation of the Parliamentary Front of Life in 2019. And from 2019 until 2022, we did a signing of an interinstitutional agreement between AFI and the Directorate of Legislative Studies and Research of the legislative branch. So in this agreement, we have an alliance of academic cooperation and comprehensive training for free. We do not receive 1 penny from the government or from any international organization, if that matters. So we give training to our congressmen and women on subjects of life, family, and freedom. Also in the legislative branch, from 2010 to date, we have been stopping bills with pro-abortion, anti-family, and anti-religious freedom agendas. And it is important to say here that we have seen even Planned Parenthood in the Congress of my country trying to do political lobbying for pro-abortion laws. So talking about sovereignty, keep away from my country. And 2020, we presented the Bill of Religious Freedom. It's in first lecture right now. And 2022, we presented the bill for supporting the dignified final disposition of the unborn. And this is actually the picture that you're seeing there. When a woman has a miscarriage in Guatemala, we do not have a specific protocol of how to treat the unborn that is dead, right? So we have a lot of mothers that suffer from miscarriages, and they saw their children taken out as organic garbage. So we are trying to give them the opportunity so they can have a dignified burial to unborn children that unfortunately died during miscarriages. So this is on second lecture, and I think during the next or following weeks, they will approve this bill. So we also make calling for commitment during elections. This is the picture of the last election. This is something from AFI. We read them a declaration or commitment that we ask for the candidates during elections. Here you can see President Alejandro Yamatei. He signed with his vice president that he has keep his word a lot. So all of this that I'm presenting to you will never be possible without the tireless work for more than a decade of civil organizations and individuals who are committed and passionate about the pro-life and pro-family agenda. So we are a network of more than 45 allied organizations nationwide, and we also have international allies with whom we work in specialized subjects. Some of them are my colleagues here. We create strategies, we lead civil society, and we impact more than 5 million people each year. Together, of course. We have different religious confessions working together for the same cause, and that is very important. And here, I would like to show you a very special picture for me. This is Network AFI, or Red AFI. We are working as a team. These are the president coordinators or heads of the 45 organizations. So we have worked together managing, professionalizing, diversifying, and making more efficient and multiply the promotion of life, family, and freedom in the region and the world. And the country. We also do a March for Life, of course, not as big as yours because we are a small country, but we have done a March for Life in 2013, 2018, 2020, and 2021, and you should keep ready for the next one. We participate in the OAS and the UN, as you can see. We also do a lot of social work. We help pregnant women in situation of crisis. We help families in vulnerable situations. And we also help in emergencies. My country has a lot of natural emergencies, so we also do that type of work. And finally, the training, because we think that ignorance is the first reason why a person will work or pressure against these important values. So we give a lot of training. You can see in the picture a training that we are doing in the interior of the country with a Peruvian colleague from ours. We just made, this is from 2 days ago, 1,000 people listening to Agustín Laje, an Argentinian speaker, and we also are giving their training to our congressmen and women. So thank you very much for your time, and please contact us if you need anything. Thank you.